went through 4 years of classical training in university, and it was in my second year where I started teaching privately and started building up my teaching practice there. But I knew deep down that this was always something that I was doing just to make a living. No matter how long I did it for, a couple of years, all the way up to 8, 9 years, almost a decade, I never really had a love or passion for it. And in fact, most of the time I was actually dreading the upcoming lessons. Even though the students were great, many of them were fantastic students, they practiced hard, it was just never something I loved to do. I never really wanted to teach piano that much, and I was really only doing it to make a living. So by the time I had graduated in 2018, and then 2019 I was teaching full-time. Even in 2020, the beginning of the year, I was teaching full-time up to 45, 50 hours a week. And to be completely honest, it was really a struggle. And I can easily say that that was like the low point in my life. Even though the income was consistent and, you know, I couldn't complain, just deep down I felt depressed. It's not a word I use lightly, but I really did feel like, what is the whole point of this, right? There has to be something better. Then when COVID hit, it actually gave me the sudden opportunity to turn things around. And let me explain. So, a lot of private teachers, they have students coming over to their homes to teach, or in my case, I was also driving to other students' homes to teach as well. And when COVID hit, essentially my student base disappeared overnight, or a bunch of them went online, right, for the pandemic. And so because I suddenly had a bunch of students take a break, I now had a lot more free time on my hands. And then I realized, wait, I had just already started a YouTube channel like a couple years before about my newfound interest in songwriting and orchestration and composing music. So why don't I spend more time on YouTube and start creating more content about what I actually love, and who knows where this might go, right? So that's exactly what I did. I spent a few more hours a week working on the YouTube channel, trying to be super consistent, trying to learn what my audience wanted, and starting to basically create content for YouTube full time. And eventually, my audience grew to the point where I was able to create my first online course for them, sell it to them, and it made a profit that very first week. And so it essentially was the proof of concept for me that not only is it possible that you can monetize your knowledge online, but it could actually be scalable with the right tools and systems in place.